Alright, motherfuckers. I know a lot of you know me from TikTok, so today we're going to be reading some TikTok comments, seeing what these TikTokers have to say on my TikTok. And we're going to get right into it. We're going to start with the first comment here that I will be looking at, and that is Quad a lot of Dingle. Is that the name?
Quad with a lot of dingle.
Quad with a lot of dingle says, you should weigh raw, meaning he's talking about food, because if you guys saw my videos, you know I said always weigh your meat cooked, always weigh your food cooked. It's the most consistent, it's the most accurate. You should weigh raw because it's the most accurate and consistent. You cook different every time, so you aren't accurate. I'm not going to keep going over this. We're going to keep going in circles here. And it's like some of you just don't have the great brain capacity to understand this simple concept here. When you're cooking, you're not cooking different every time. You know, you're not undercooking one time, overcooking. You're not having soggy rice one day and dry rice the next day. You know, you're using the same amounts of water. When you cook your chicken, you're cooking it to the same internal temperature or relatively close, unless you just have no idea how to cook, and one day you're having super burnt chicken and one day it's undercooked and you're getting salmonella. If that's your problem, then, you know, we're just a completely different conversation here. But if you're a bodybuilder, if you're trying to pursue bodybuilding, you should know how to cook. You should be consistent with your cooking, and at that point it will be the most accurate form of measurement, because when we're talking about meat here, meat has water in it, and that water, it varies a lot. So what could be one 10-ounce breast could turn out to 7 ounces, or it could turn out to 5 ounces. You know, you're playing a guessing game there. Weighing it cooked is the most accurate. We're not going to keep doing this. You look exactly like Pete Davidson. I don't know why people say this. People say this to me all the time. People say this to me all the time.
You like Pete Davidson, and Pete Davidson ate Pete Davidson.
Yeah, like Pete Davidson's like fucking 6 foot something, lanky. I think it's just my eyes. Maybe like the black circles around my eyes. One time we went to a haunted house, this guy like let us in for free because he thought I was Pete Davidson. And then I forget, we were at a concert the other week and some guy comes up to me and literally thought I was Pete Davidson. It's fucking crazy. Like, I don't know how much growth hormone Pete Davidson is running, but I just don't see the resemblance, honestly. But Alex Hand says, sleeper builds don't count when you're on gear. Ugh, we gotta dive into this shit now. Do you know what this is?
A sleeper build?
A sleeper build. It's what these fucking kids created.
There's no such thing as a sleeper build, because if you wear a t-shirt and people can't tell that you're built, you're not built.
There you go. There's the fucking answer. If you don't know what a sleeper build is, let me explain it to you right now. These kids on this app have created this term for being small. It's like synonymous with being small. It's, you know, they'll wear a shirt, they'll wear their fucking small, their excess shirt, and they'll be like, when you have a sleeper build, and then they'll take off their shirt and they'll look like Tony Hawk or something with abs and have barely any arms. And it's like, you don't have a sleeper build. You just have no fucking muscle mass. If you can't tell that somebody works out, even if they're wearing an oversized shirt, if you can't tell they don't work out, then you just don't have enough muscle mass. There's no shame in that. You know, you're small, get bigger. Don't use an excuse as I have a sleeper build, you're sleeping on me. Like, every sleeper build is literally less than 140 pounds, at least. You know, it's stop with this. It doesn't exist. It's somebody, I made a TikTok about that, and I made like a joke, like saying like, what the fuck is a sleeper build? And everybody got offended. Everybody, they were like, you don't have a sleeper build, you're huge. And they were trying to press me for that. They were like, you don't have a fucking sleeper build, you're huge. As if like I was like, my bad, I'm too big. Doesn't count when you're on gear. You can't be a sleeper. Okay, this one we got a little back and forth going on here. So first, this guy said Vasilius Green. Sounds like some fucking name from Harry Potter. Calories in versus calories out. Eat what you can consume in higher quantities. It doesn't matter if it's rice, potatoes, or spicy Cheetos. Interesting. I said, yes, it does matter. This point went right over your head. He responded and said, not really, no. Rice is more carb dense and people can gobble more of it, but not everybody likes to eat rice. What only matters is calories in. Let's talk about this. This was in response to a video where I said, if you're bulking and you're somebody who has to push a lot of food, you know, you're not somebody who has to limit their food intake, somebody who has to force food, that using rice and rice options like Rice Krispies and whatnot are going to be your best bet when it comes down to getting more food down, because of how easily digestible it is and how much more carb dense it is and how it's going to be you're able to build upon it within a meal plan. let's talk about this whole concept of calories in, calories out, because it's bullshit and people don't understand this. It's a very simple understanding of weight loss or weight gain. You know, calories in, calories out just means you're either going to gain weight, maintain weight, or lose weight. So you're at a calorie deficit, maintenance calories, or calorie surplus. Being in a calorie surplus, gaining weight does not fucking mean you're gonna gain muscle. You know, at that point, we could just say, only calories in matters. You could eat whatever you want. As long as you're bulking, as long as you're in a surplus, you're gonna gain muscle. It's not how it works. There's a lot more that goes into building muscle. You know, properly having protein synthesis activated throughout the day, you know, being in a state of recovery, optimizing all of that. And obviously, when we're trying to bodybuild and additionally build upon a meal plan, digestibility, and if you're somebody who's trying to push food, this is a huge thing. Having foods that are easily digestible and are not going to completely make you feel super satiated and full. You know, if you're eating spicy Cheetos and whatnot for your meals, you're gonna have a bunch of fat in them. If you're eating oats all the time, it's gonna be super fucking dense. You're gonna feel bloated. It's gonna be a lot harder to get food down. You're not gonna be able to build upon it. You're not gonna be hungry. And obviously, this is gonna vary from person to person, but it does matter. It does. It's not just as simple as calories in, calories out. You can eat whatever you want. You know, I thought we were past that, but I guess not. Does rice make you gain weight? Is rice good for weight loss? I'm not sure where to start with this one. What angle do I want to attack this from? It can do both. It could aid in both, either way. It really just depends on the quantity.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you eat rice and prep?
Yeah.
Do you eat rice in your off season?
Yes.
There you go. What differs?
The quantity.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So like the calories
Yeah.
that comes from the rice.
Yeah. But now these motherfuckers are gonna go back to the other question and say, I thought it wasn't about calories. And they're gonna completely mishear what I just explained. And I'm not even gonna touch on it. I'm not even gonna. Okay, ready? Next one. Living with FND, I think that means friends with no dicks. I am carrying a bit of weight around the waist. I want to do my first cycle. What do you recommend? The good old, what steroid should I take to lose weight question. No steroids aid in fat loss. None of them cause lipolysis. If you want to do your first cycle, just start on a minimum dosage of testosterone. It's not really going to aid in your weight loss, but just in terms of a first cycle, that's how you could approach it. 250, 300 milligrams is sufficient if you want to play the safe route. But yeah, I mean, as far as anything that's going to help you lose weight, Yohimbe and HCl is a great supplement. You can get that from Revive, and you can use code SEB, which is what I highly advise you do. Take that 30 minutes before doing cardio, whether it's fasted or post-workout. That'll help increase free fatty acid mobilization and lipolysis, which will lead to better fat loss results. Again, it's a supplement. These are minimal differences, but they do add up over time. Oh, another similar question. What steroid do you recommend for spot reducing fat? That's crazy. It's like, I'm not sure if that's even a real question. I don't know. It's like, I was under the impression that everybody understood that spot reducing was not a thing, but I think meth would aid in fat loss, actually. People on meth get skinny. I love Tren. It's a good start, a good way to start a question. Good way to start a question, Jay. I love Tren, but I always get gyno from it. Nova and 8X, or Rimidex, doesn't seem to work for Tren gyno. That's because you're getting prolactin-induced gyno. It's not from estrogen. Nandrolones, meaning DECA is nandrolone, NPP, Tren, acetate or enanthate, they increase prolactin levels. Prolactin itself is not estrogen, and that alone can create gyno. So a lot of people try to attack gyno when they're running these nandrolones, and they just blast a bunch of Arimidex or Aromacin and Nova, and they don't see anything from it because estrogen isn't the issue, prolactin's the issue, and what you need is Dosinex, otherwise known as Caber, where you could use Promi. I wouldn't recommend Promi, I would recommend using Caber over that. And depending how much Tren you're running, or DECA, a typical standard dosage is usually around 0.5 milligrams twice a week, and that'll lower your prolactin levels. But obviously, the number one thing that you should be doing is getting blood work done to see what your labs are, what your levels are at. Do you think but it doesn't make sense. This is the funny part. Do you think you should bring Caber in a cycle? I don't think you're liver aware yet. I don't know what that fucking means, but Caber has nothing to do with your liver. What the fuck is Anadrol gonna do for you if you're trying to build muscle? That's a great question.
Steroid.
That's a great question. It's not like it's an anabolic steroid. What is any steroid gonna do for you when you're trying to build muscle, really? I mean, I think it's just a major scam by the pharmaceutical industry.
Yeah, I don't
Trying to get bodybuilders to buy this shit.
They're just trying to compete.
They're trying to get
Trying to
bodybuilders.
compete with songs.
Yeah, I mean,
Songs is so much.
really, this all could be a big ploy by Big Brother. You know, it's the government having Big Pharma make these substances, knowing it's going to attract, you know, scumbags like me, and then they make them illegal, right? We're still going to get them, but now since it's illegal, you can go to jail for it. This is how they make money through the prison system, through the judicial system, justice system. So now we get them, they put us in jail, they make more money. That's really what's going on here. These drugs don't do anything. Would you recommend trying to someone trying to cut a little bit of fat? I don't know why there's all these questions about getting fat off and drugs. No, I mean, well, maybe. Let's take that back. For most people, absolutely not. Like 99.9% of you. If you are in a contest prep and you're already enhanced, using Tren, deploying Tren in a contest prep is very useful in terms of retaining muscle tissue because of how anti-catabolic it is. It's not going to help you lose fat, but if you're at a huge deficit, you know, it is useful to have at that time if you're going into a prep. What's the most consistent way to measure my meat? Because I usually just use a ruler. That can't be real. There's no way that's real. There's no way that's
Put
real.
it on the food scale, you clown.
I don't think that's real. There's no way. If
Why-
that's
why
real,
not?
that's the craziest shit I've ever heard.
I don't know what meat he's talking about.
I think I just got that. I don't even think I understood that at first. That's actually the last one I have.
Okay, you gotta answer it.
Ruler could work, but usually you just want to, you know, prop yourself up on the counter, lay it on the scale. This way you can know the poundage that you're working with. Ugh. All right, that's all the comments I got to review today. I just screenshotted a few from the past few posts that I had. But if you guys like videos like this, let me know, because we can make this like a weekly thing. I can review TikTok videos because it's very easy to do and there's just nonstop entertainment, and especially with the comments that I get. So if you guys like this, let me know and we'll keep doing them. But make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you next time. Code Seb to the moon. I'm out.